Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm back with our message you need to hear right now. Let's hop right into it and find out what message your angels have for you today. From the jump, I am hearing that there are people from your past talking about you, and they're talking about you because they are quite surprised how easily you moved on from someone or something that happened in your life that they witnessed. This could also be a situation where you were close to one person, but other people witnessed this that knew this person or knew you. Doesn't matter, but I definitely feel like you're being talked about in some sort of group setting that you left behind. Maybe you have minimal or no contact with any of these people. I feel like somehow they may have found out something about you, or someone is creeping on you, because word on the street is that you definitely have moved on. You moved on from them. And I feel like this could be true because a lot of you guys are just focused on yourself. I always say this, you're my light workers, you're my healers. And once God and your angels tell you that it's time to go, you guys really focus on healing and getting to that next chapter, no matter how hard it hurts. And I do feel like there are situations where you may not be completely healed or moved on, but you know the importance of just continuing on, and eventually things get better and things get easier. And I feel like if you are in a phase right now where you're going through something, things are going to get easier. I feel again that a lot of you guys out there have these amazing abilities to heal, and you're also very empathetic. So at times when you cut people off, you're often feeling their energy too as well. I also feel like a lot of you guys have completely detached from some of these people, but yet you are feeling them in your energy field right now or having dreams about them. This is confirmation that those people are talking about you and thinking about you, and it may not always be a bad thing. I'm actually hearing like after the dust settled, a lot of people are having realizations about you, and I feel like these realizations are divinely guided. And I feel even though you may feel done with certain people or certain individuals, it doesn't mean that they feel resolved about you. Again, not everybody has your faith or your ability to move on from things. There's certain people that realize you brought a source of inspiration and love into their lives that they have a hard time accessing themselves. And again, I always say this, you guys are my light workers, you are my healers, you have a star quality, and even when people seemingly don't like you or say that they don't want you in their life, they can't help but to talk about you and check up on you. And I feel, again, you have a lot of qualities that people can learn from, but sometimes this backfires because it's not always easy to be a spiritual teacher in a lot of situations. And I feel like a lot of you guys have also gone through this, where there are certain time periods where you're not your best, you're going through things, and people expect you to be superhuman and sometimes even demonize you for going through your own stuff. And I feel like that's exactly what happened in a certain situation. Maybe you were going through something tough and certain people expected you to act a certain way or show up a certain way, and you couldn't do it anymore. But I do feel like despite the circumstances, you still showed up and you did a great job. And you also showed up more and better than a lot of people would in those circumstances. So even though certain people may not give you your flowers, God and your angels definitely are. You guys are being blessed. And part of the blessing is being away from people that don't appreciate you guys and don't appreciate what you bring to the table. But what I'm hearing is that you also have a lot of people who truly love you and are inspired by your ability to move on from certain things. I feel like you guys are the type of people that really help people through toxic relationships and situations, and people truly draw upon your strength. But what I'm hearing is strength is a choice. Just because you guys are strong and move on from things does not mean that it wasn't hard for you to do, or it still isn't hard for you to do. If anything, because of your sensitivity, it could even be harder for you guys, especially when you have people throwing energy at you and maybe even blaming you or making you feel bad for wanting to move forward with your life. I feel like, again, you guys are brought into certain circumstances to be a light, and that could be very difficult, especially when you may feel rejected from this group of people or alienated or even teamed up against. But in some situations that happens just because you are elevating and you're meant to move on to better things. I feel like in a lot of these situations too, you may feel like a lot of people dislike you or hate you or ganging up on you or misunderstand you. But oftentimes there's like one very toxic person that could be getting into people's ears, or there could just be something going on where people are just not really ready to handle what your energy embodies, but it doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. And I really truly feel like the group of energies that are coming in today are people that you may not even spoken to for a while or even thought about, but that doesn't mean, again, that they're not thinking about you. I feel like there is a situation or dynamic going on here where there's like someone who is beginning to miss you and see things more clearly about what went on there. And then there's another like toxic person here. And then there's also like someone who's a bit like neutral and not really sure like how to view the situation. Like, again, I feel that a lot of people only truly know things about you through other people because, again, you're not here blasting all information on the internet about your past, about your drama. And I feel like that's also something that really ticks people off and gives them the perception that you don't care. It's just that you don't want to go back and forth with people because you know that that's not really the right thing to do, especially if this is something to do with like professionalism or even a situation involving family or friends or neighbors, doesn't matter. I feel like, again, you have this awareness that whatever you do can be used against you. So you'd rather not have people put you in a position to be reactive. And I feel like if you were put in that position, a lot of you guys removed yourself from it and realized that it's much better just pick up and move than to deal with energies that are making your life difficult. And it's really interesting because there is a situation here where someone could be using your ability to move on, or the fact that you just got yourself out of a situation against you, against someone else. Like, it's kind of like they're saying to this person, like, oh, they must not really care about you the way that I do, because look, they just moved on. Like, look, they just came and they went, they got what they needed and they left. And that's not really what was going on there. It's just that also in this circumstance, like, no one would have stayed in that situation, or maybe people would, and maybe this person, right? But that doesn't make it right? It's almost like your self-love and your self-protective energy was used against you. And it's like someone is telling someone else that basically they were right. You never cared about them because you moved on from them. And I'm saying that with quotations because it's like, it's not like that. It's just that, again, I'm feeling like there's a situation where the people or one person involved made it very difficult for you to stay. And maybe this other person had a choice to elevate out of it and treat you better, but they let outside influences affect you negatively as well. And sometimes you could be aware about this happening. Sometimes you could be unaware. But the truth of the matter is that just because you choose to move on with your life and not acknowledge certain things doesn't mean that you don't care. If anything, you guys definitely have the biggest hearts. And there is no way that you can completely ever get over sometimes the things that people have done. I often feel like with a lot of you guys, since you guys are my collective, yeah, you can move on from people, especially when that lesson is learned. But what people have done to you, especially in situations where you're just trying to help or just trying to survive, definitely has left a mark. And I do feel like this is kind of what's going on here, where the tables have kind of turned, or things are kind of flipping, where these people are getting a bit of karma, but the karma is coming in like awareness and downloads, or just flashbacks of like situations where you were there for them, or you showed up for them, or you were helpful. And also situations where you may have reacted one way, but they didn't know the background of what's going on, or they're seeing things from a new perspective, or they're being put in certain circumstances where you were put into and realizing, wow, you actually handled that pretty well. And I do feel like a lot of these energies are kind of like thinking about you in a high light, even though maybe at the time they were swayed in a different direction, which is quite interesting. I feel like, again, when a situation is over, a lot of you guys are like, why did I have to deal with that, God? Like, I don't understand the lesson. Like, why must I be tortured? But again, there's always a blessing with every chapter of your life. And I also feel like some of these people may have been a good friend, or some good things could have happened, or good memories could have happened too. And just because a relationship is over or it didn't work out, whether it be friendship or whatever the situation is, right? It doesn't mean that you can't still look at the relationship in the good times. Like, that's what I'm hearing. But I feel like the reason why there's a nostalgia here is because there's definitely somebody here who's thinking about you in this light, and they're realizing like, maybe I overreacted there, or maybe I let other people influence me, or maybe you were even right in a lot of circumstances. And it's a tough situation to be when you are someone who does have spiritual gifts and knowledge, and you are being called to speak your truths and be yourself no matter what happens. And that's why not everybody can do it. Like, I feel, again, people can be very envious of your position in life, whether it be what you've worked yourself towards, or it could be how people respect you or love you, or something spiritual, like your spiritual ranking, or again, when you guys talk and when you do things, people really react to it. And I feel like that's why you are often talked about, or even having the, like, I feel like there's like a polarity here. Like, sometimes people really take to you like a moth to a flame, but sometimes it could be the opposite, where like people really resent you guys or have a strong reaction to you, because maybe if other people did what you did or said what you said, it wouldn't have as much pull. So I feel like, again, there's situations where you have said and done things out of love, but there's certain people that they reacted to it because they were upset coming from you, that you thought that way about them or felt that way about them, even if you were trying to help out. Again, a lot of things going on here. People are talking about you. Interesting enough, like, I really do feel like these people miss you, and that's really hard for them to admit, judging from how they reacted. And there is a level of shame I feel like that someone is experiencing right now, and I feel it's because they realize that I'm hearing you're someone else's son, you're someone else's daughter, or this is somebody who, like, maybe they met your friends or met your family at a certain point and realized how loved you really are. And that, I just feel like, again, like, sometimes, like, it's hard to humanize people until you really, like, sit back. Okay, I feel like not for you guys, obviously, you guys are my humanitarians, but for a lot of people out there, like, if you are just being told that someone is no good and you're moving from that ammo, right? Like, it's hard to really see that person's human, especially when someone close to you is saying, oh, they're doing this to me, they're doing that to me. But I feel like something is going on here where someone is seeing you in a human light, and I feel like that's something you don't expect coming because of the way this person may have came at you or something like that. But again, this person definitely was probably swayed, or there's something going on here, or energies, there's a spiritual warfare, you guys know the gist. My light workers, my healers, you guys deal with a lot, and it's really not easy to constantly be on this path. But again, it's like people are confused at first at your ability to detach and move on. But I really feel like that was a God-given gift, that you guys do have this ability to seemingly detach and keep it moving. And I feel that, here's the thing, what I'm also feeling is that, yes, you guys have that ability, but that could also been because of your experiences. I do feel a lot of my light workers, my healers, like in your journey, you were forced to kind of isolate and learn how to self-soothe, learn how to self-motivate, learn how to deal with things, learn how to connect with God, just because a lot of times other people's energies and opinions will get in the way of your life path. And there will be times where someone loves you to death, but can give you the wrong advice and sway you the wrong way. So it was really important, I'm hearing, in your path for God to isolate you guys and make sure you are strong on your own. And that is why you guys have such a warrior spirit, because you have this ability and you were born with it too, but it definitely was strengthened by the fact that you were left out in the cold by so many people and just figured it out. And I feel that, unfortunately, the bad effects of that is that sometimes it could be hard for you guys to believe again or trust people again. But I do believe you have to move through life with this boundary, because you never really know what choices people are going to make. People are always dealt with influences, temptations, this or that. And not to say that people don't love you, but people are human and humans have flaws. And even you guys sometimes can admit too, you have some flaws as well. But that's why I feel like it's kind of frustrating, this energy where it's like these people expected you to be superhuman when they had all the ability to see that, you were someone that had your own struggles too. It's kind of like a situation where people did kind of envy you and envy your position. So it's like, oh, like they would love to be in your position, so they can't see that you're someone that also struggles, or being in your position has its set of struggles. It's kind of just like you earned a certain place in life, and then it's like you maybe were kind of like, I don't want to say complaining, but maybe you were going through things and these people just didn't really have empathy for you, is what I'm hearing. But I do feel like some kind of karma is happening here where somebody feels as though they could be going through the same thing you're going through, or that you and them actually had a lot in common and they didn't really have your back. And then they're thinking about certain events. Like, I kind of feel like this is something that they're learning in like time, because it's like, okay, like say like this person was a good friend of yours and it's their birthday, right? And you're the only one who showed up, or one of the only few that showed up. And then their birthday came around the next year, and they realized, like, why was my birthday so much better last year? And then they think about you and they're like, crap, or like they're going certain places and it's just not the same without you. And they're learning through their experiences that are not so great with other people, that they have missed out on somebody here. And now they're just thinking about, damn, like this person really just truly moved on from me, so I can't even really come back into this friendship relationship or have the closeness that I really once had. So, guys, this is someone that could still be in your life, or people that could still be a part of your life, but you're really maintaining a lot of boundaries. And unfortunately, it's like these people have done it to themselves, because if they have left you out in the cold once, even if you forgive and forget, there's a part of you that has a natural boundary, because in a way, it was probably traumatic to be treated a certain way by people that were, I feel like these were people that you may have felt like at one point were just like you or had similarities to you. And I really just think that negativity sometimes can take over people's minds, and that's really what I'm picking up on here. Why do they care that you moved on right now? Let's look into that a little bit more. I've lied to you. Interesting. Money making skills. Okay, another thing I do want to say is that part of people's kind of fascination with you is that you always do seem to find a way to survive or make money. Maybe you guys are my people out there that are willing to take different jobs or go outside your comfort zone to make ends meet, or willing to try new things, or you can make money in an interesting way. And a lot of people just think that, oh, it's just because like they just envy kind of your ability to do that, when a lot of you guys out there, it's really just trial and error, like that what got you where you are today. Like it's just that a lot of people really do have a negative mindset when it comes to certain things in life. But I really feel that, again, a lot of your choices that you guys have made was survival, including leaving these people behind. That's what it feels like. So it's kind of funny how you walking away is being used against you in a certain context, because it's almost just like, how are you going to stay in a situation where people are not making you feel welcomed? You're not going to fight for a place in hell, you know, or these people are leading you to bad things. Again, like, I feel like you guys are true to your morals, and sometimes those morals can overshadow your loyalty to people if you see them doing things that you don't approve of. And that's what I'm picking up on. Like, I feel that sometimes also people can be swayed by others that they have close relationships with, not seeing that there could be immorality in the things that they're doing too. So again, this is just some kind of situation where you guys were not swayed by a group mentality, or a group may have turned against you because, again, maybe you were influenced one person to be better or change and didn't like that. And people don't like change, unfortunately. You know, it's something that is unfamiliar to them, where I do feel, again, you guys are coming here facing that change head on. And sometimes you are blessed in a way where your tower moments happen against your will. Because again, like, a lot of times you guys go through these tower moments and you're wondering, why do I have to leave this relationship? Why do I have to leave this job? Why do I have to go through all this rebuilding and all these things? When really they are blessings in disguise. Because, you know, God really loves you guys enough to pull you out of situations, as hurtful as it could be. You know, there's things going on behind the scenes that maybe you don't know about. And this message was not meant to be like a negative one or one to make you guys overthink it. It's actually more of a positive one, because it seems to be nothing but a little guilt and shame, or a lot that has been on somebody's mind here. And it's probably somebody you guys don't expect because of the way they handled a certain situation with you. But again, when emotions settle, people realize, okay, yeah, maybe I didn't come at that person the best way, or maybe they were going through something at that time period. And regardless of if they may have had a disagreement or this or that, they don't deserve to be treated a certain way. And I feel like, again, the punishment did not fit the crime in terms of how you were treated here. And honestly, I feel like people may have jumped to conclusions, act out of emotion, instead of waiting for the facts or waiting for the dust to settle, which it has now. And now in hindsight, it just seems like you have treated a lot of people with a lot of love and respect, more than they experienced from the people that they expected it from. And again, in a lot of situations, the people that was rallying against you to somebody that you may have cared about you are the same people that are betraying this person. Because again, when someone has that ability to turn on someone or something because they don't get their way, they have that ability to do that just in general. I feel like there's an energy here where you guys really do want to correct people so that they can make the most out of their own lives. It's not really for your own benefit. Like, being in a certain situation didn't really benefit you guys at all. So, I mean, it could benefit you in some ways, but I really feel like a lot of these situations you guys find yourselves in is really just out of your humanitarian heart. And I also feel like maybe you did learn to be a bit selfish, or to even qualify better when it comes to friendships, dating, hiring, picking jobs out, whatever, right? Inviting people to things, no matter how much you love somebody. It's like, okay, you got to look at the facts. And I feel, again, that that's kind of the reputation here, that you guys are cold, that you move on quickly, that you could be calculated, but in reality, you're just being self-protective because you know you have a big heart, you know what you have to offer the world. And again, people don't understand your world, your perspective, what you're going through at the time to make you choose or act in certain ways. And you could have been wrong in some situations too, but again, what I'm seeing is that, like, say you have a normal argument with somebody, it doesn't excuse people treating you or isolating you because of one incident, right? And it just seemed like sometimes when they have that expression, when like you get to an argument with someone and they show their true colors, it really starts to show what they truly think and feel about you. And I'm not talking about circumstances where people just say things out of anger. I'm talking about the behaviors and the attitude and the switch up that is truly like concerning that people have shown you guys. And the funny thing is a lot of projection here, because people are saying that you didn't care, that you moved on, that you switch up very easily. But it's like, there were so many chances for these people to do better, or you gave a lot of warnings. So when you finally went cold, they're shocked about this, but you did speak up a lot. Or just in general, even if you constantly took a certain level of abuse or had to constantly be defending yourself, I think a lot of you guys just chose to tap out because you energetically couldn't exist in a certain environment anymore. And honestly, I do feel like someone here is having a bit of awakening where they're sitting around, they're like, honestly, I understand why so-and-so left here. Like, you guys are so-and-so, for lack of a better term. Like, I kind of understand it now. Like, this is not it, you know? This is not where I want to be. Like, interesting enough, it's like, who wants to sit around and be stuck on the same old things? Hell, even talking about you is getting old, I think, to one of these people in this room, you know? People are tired of talking about the same old thing. I feel like someone's tired of talking about the same old thing, or somebody here being really stuck on you when they should have just acted differently. I also feel like it could be a situation where someone is going to somebody that they originally talked badly about you to and was like, I kind of feel like I need to make this situation right. And the person's like, what? But you said that they did this and this and this. And this person's like, well, now I think about it in hindsight, they also were going through this and this, or this happened and made them act this way, or certain things are coming to light. And again, I do feel like as much as people may want to hate, they do have a love and support for you. And you have some people here that are, I'm hearing, switching sides or rooting for you. And another thing is just that despite what people think about you, you are a testament to God, to spirituality, to strength, because it was a known fact in this environment that someone was coming at you hard and strong. And the way you chose to handle it was actually one of the best ways possible, if there was a best way possible to handle it. Because again, it's like you could be in situations where it was like a lose-lose and you really couldn't do much about it. But you're like, okay, I'm going to handle this with strength. I'm going to handle this with grace. I'm going to use this as an experience. I'm going to transform. And that's exactly what you guys did. So you got people quite impressed with this transformation and just often just very curious about you. I think like through these situations that you guys have gone through, you have transformed, even if you consciously don't realize it. Again, you could make the mental note, like, I'm going to change. I'm going to change to a person in myself that's never going to deal with this type of thing again, fall in love with this type of person again, be stuck in this situation again, right? And you're doing that. But there's also a spiritual change that happens when you call back your energy and you say, enough is enough. Like, I don't deserve this. And you just leave things behind instead of trying to defend yourself, because sometimes that's what gets people stuck. Not always the energy of like, oh, I feel bad, I haven't moved on, but also the energy of vengeance, of trying to just get even or being hurt and just actively focusing on the person that hurt you. And I feel like a lot of you guys are not trying to do that. So you're just trying to remove yourself from situations of people like this. So a lot of discussions about you guys going on because, again, you are moving on to a new chapter here. And energetically, people are sensing that you're truly detaching from the old version of you that they knew. And I do feel that this could be a done situation for you, but it doesn't mean that people want to pop back in and try to figure you out some more. And I'm hearing ain't no sunshine when she's gone. So it's like, despite even people making you an enemy brings light into their lives because you are a light. Like having you to compete with, having you to compare notes to, having you to learn from, like those are all positive things, even if these people don't experience positive emotions all the time when they're around you. But then when you're gone, it's like, okay, well, I lost a bit of that fire. And that's why it's so important for you guys to realize that a lot of ways people will try to get reactions from you, hurt you, or even be around you in a good positive way because your energy is strong and it's contagious. So again, I feel like there's something really big and spiritual happening right now in your energy field. And that is what's getting people talking about you, thinking about you, one step at a time. We got music. A lot of you guys maybe are artists, you create music, or you're channeling what you're going through into music or manifesting. Some of you guys are doing sound healing, subliminals, manifesting, dancing, just self-expression things to heal yourself. I'm feeling as well that you're getting signs through music about who is talking about you and thinking about you, because it could be quite a lot of people and you guys could be a little bit confused about why certain people are popping into your dreams. But I'm definitely seeing a group here, but there could be also some other people that are just trying to talk about you just to try to rationalize what they're experiencing right now. And I feel like maybe you're going to hear a song or something that's going to remind you or take you back to a time period with somebody else where that's going to be significant who this person is. I also feel like that's what's happening in this person's situation. A certain song or experience they've had with you is really making them think back, and maybe even the song or the lyrics has some sort of insight into the situation for them or for you. So that's very interesting. I'm fake. Yeah. Okay. Divinely protected, don't mess with me. I just feel like, unfortunately, a lot of people are fake, and sometimes it may seem that a group or a situation you're being rejected or really quickly, or people are switching up, but sometimes that darkness is within that person and it's just kind of lingering until you see it, or sometimes it just comes out randomly, even though like, because I'm really hearing, oh, so this is what you guys really think of me. This is what you really feel about me. Okay, like I feel like you guys having that kind of realization, or somebody having that realization about other people around them after you left the situation. You were placed in an environment for a reason. See, I said that, no matter how hard or difficult, you are definitely placed as a catalyst. And unfortunately or fortunately, you guys signed up for it. I do like to say this, like you guys signed up for it, or chosen ones, whatever it is. The reason why, like, and this is the most, because it can be difficult, but this is the most like encouraging I can be. Like, you should know that like God qualifies you for the job, right? So it's like you are qualified to be that person in a lot of situations. Like, yes, you are that person that could take some hits, you know, and really be even a defense or shield for others, or be a voice for others, or go through things so that you can understand others on a deep level. Your energy is truly a catalyst in a lot of people's lives. So if you are feeling like you don't got much to give right now, you don't have much strength, I'm actually seeing 11-11 right now. If you are really feeling that way, just know that you are getting your energy back, and it's okay to tap out once in a while and go off the grid. Some of you guys, I do feel like, could be in a serious hermit time period, because you're just trying to recover yourself and go through this transformation as gracefully as possible. But yeah, let me tell you right now, certain people, it's like they're going through their humbling moment here, where things are really hitting them, karma is really hitting them, and they only have themselves to blame. And of course, for a lot of these people, you were that person that could be strong for them or help them or guide them. But I feel like you guys just got sick of being treated a certain way. I do feel for a lot of you, you just chose to leave a lot of people behind because you're sick and tired of being sick and tired is what I'm hearing. You guys could even say that to somebody. Like, I'm actually just sick of this. Like, I don't think I can stomach this anymore. Or you're energetically, we're just literally sick around certain people, and you're like, you know what? This isn't it. Like, your body definitely rejects people, and you did experience that in one way or another, relationship, environment, whatever. You are a goddess. I feel like somebody here does think very highly about you, and it's like they had a hard time admitting it to themselves because of their own like inferiority. So again, there is somebody here, and there could be different groups going on here, because I'm seeing a lot of talk, a lot of chitter chatter, a lot of energy, even though you could just be in a completely different energy where you guys don't really even feel like communicating or talking to or about anybody. But it really feels as though there's a lot of chatter going on here. And there's somebody here who's admitting to themselves that you just have this amazing energy, this larger than life personality, aura, that it's just easy for you to be a target for people because you're a bright light. And I'm also sensing that you did move on from somebody in other people's eyes very easily, and they're wondering how you did that. But I really feel like it could still be a struggle for some of you guys, what you've gone through. But I'm just hearing, it's really not an option. Like, you just know how to move forward naturally. I don't know, I also feel like giving up isn't an option for you guys because it's just not in your DNA. It's just not in your bloodline. I'm hearing some of you guys, maybe you have a family that's very strong-willed, you know. I'm hearing backing down is not your thing. But I feel like instead of channeling that I won't back down energy into winning like an ego war, you channel that energy into just moving forward with your life and healing or figuring out the next step. I feel like a lot of times the difference between someone who chooses to do good and someone who chooses to do very bad in the world is they sense and know they have a power, and they use it in different ways. They channel it in different ways. And I feel like you guys are my light workers, my healers, and you could be conscious of this, and you can actually come across certain people that you're very aware that they have spiritual gifts, and you're trying to help them channel it or use it in the right direction. And I'm hearing you win some, you lose some, you know? And sometimes it could be hard dealing with those personalities because when that energy turns on you, it's not a very great experience. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. You win some, you lose some, basically. But you guys will always win when you're moving with a big heart, good intentions, despite what people say or think. You know your heart, you know your intentions, and if most of the time they're retaliating because you're talking because you're getting yourself out of something, that says a lot about you and your power and the power you hold, that people will still talk about you even though you're gone. And of course, people will talk about others that do horrible on to other people and they can't get over it. But I feel like in this situation, it's like, even if people are trying to paint you out to be that way, what can they really say besides maybe one incident where they made you act out of character or, you know, lies, basically. And people are catching on to it. If someone's spreading lies about you, you guys know about it, people are catching on to it. They know. No stress in it. You read my mind. I feel like, again, you guys do have this ability to read people's minds. And I also feel that you do have someone in your life that feels like they get you and understand you, even though you may not express so much to them. Or some of you guys could have became more reclusive or less selective about what you share with certain people, but this person feels like they get you for whatever reason. Maybe they feel like you have things in common. Maybe this person does have spiritual gifts, so it's like maybe when people say things about you, they're like, nah, I don't think so. I don't think that. Like, just like you will have people that may say things about you that aren't the greatest, you'll have people that will defend you to the very end too. You have a lot of people very loyal to you guys, and I do feel like it's because you have a strength and a leadership quality. And not only that, you have helped a lot of people through storms in their life, and they will always vouch for that. Even if there's situations where maybe they don't agree with you or you don't agree with them, there are still people out there that can see that in a big perspective and be like, well, they're still a great, amazing person. Even though I don't understand really what they're going through or where they're at in life. If they choose to communicate that with me, that's fine. But yeah, there's somebody here who's really like impressed and they feel like they can read your mind or that you can read theirs or something like that. So this could be like a soulmate connection. And yeah, somebody who, again, can like see past your hurts or the things that you've gone through, because there are going to be people that will weaponize that against you, and there's going to be people that will try to sit down and be compassionate. And I feel like you guys have really tried to be compassionate with a lot of monsters in your life, so it's kind of sad that a lot of people could not do the same for you, which is to be expected. It's a common thing, I feel like, for my light workers, for my healers, to feel like you cannot be helped in the way that you help others. But the good news is that most of the time, if you really feel like there's no help around you, that just means that you have that ability to do it yourself. You could do it yourself and even better than most people around you. And that's something that you need to remember, and why people are so impressed with you or even jealous of you. Yes, it would be nice to have the support or the emotional support, but you don't really need it. And I feel like God and your angels doesn't want you guys to be dependent on anybody's emotional support, because you need to know that you're a powerhouse on your own, because all these people sometimes know it before you do. And that's why they act the way that they do or reject you from the group. You have leadership qualities, you have powerful qualities. And despite making yourself small, there's always this energy within you that can be unleashed. And people sense it, especially people with spiritual gifts. Yeah. There's kind of this energy of people gotta like stick with the plan here, like whether it's your plan or God's plan or whatever, and not try to knock you off your horse or try to push you in their direction. I feel like those people tend to get eliminated from your life. People who try to push you to their agenda too. And I feel for a lot of you, that's why you may have some issues with dating or relationships, because naturally that happens in a relationship. Someone will try to sway you in their direction, when a lot of times you guys are the voice of reason or do have that connection to the higher power, and you at least need a partnership where someone's going to hear you out and equally understand that you know what you're talking about. You don't need to have an argument over every decision that you make in your life. It's not about you guys needing power or control. A lot of people need that. I actually feel like, again, you have no problem sitting back and letting people do their thing. It's when they get in the way of what you came here to do, right? And I just feel like that is something that a lot of people don't understand. You're not driven by your ego. You're driven by your spiritual path. And you guys know when it's time to go, you feel that push. Nothing's going to stop you. You will trust that feeling. And a lot of people ignore it and end up in situations that make them very unhappy. Your maturity got me. See, I do feel like there's a situation here where either you are explaining to somebody about your past and they're amazed at what you've gone through, or somebody has witnessed something and they're like, wow, that was actually very mature of you. I did not expect that. I didn't expect that move, you know? And it's because you do want to do the right thing, despite sometimes being hurt. I really see that with you guys. Like, what is the right thing? And the right thing is not always forgiveness and, what's the word I'm trying to hear? Enabling. Sometimes it's walking away, being stern, being honest, and seeking justice when you need to, or being honest with people. I'm a zombie, dead inside, dead on the inside without you. Whew. All right. They want to risk it all. Somebody here is trying to come back and get a fix of your guys' energy. And I'm telling you that you'd be surprised who comes back crawling when you pull back your energy. Honestly, guys. And you guys can follow me on Instagram, Queen Alice Love. And, you know, I feel like my light workers and my healers, you guys are like super unpredictable, because you don't fit a box, and you do sometimes attract the most unlikely of characters. And some of you guys know this around my Patreon. I do talk about this a lot, but I've been getting to like reading the Bible and stuff. And I really think interesting stories, like when Jesus was like hanging out with certain people that other people didn't expect him. They didn't expect him to, right? And I think it's like the tax collectors, and some of these stories are very well known, but they have like meaning, you know, regardless of what your religion is or your beliefs, right? And he said, well, I'm hanging out with the people that need me the most, the sinners, right? Like the people that don't need help, I'm not going to be around them. They don't need me, right? So I feel like a lot of times you're going to be in situations where you're like, whoa, this person's dark. Like, what am I doing here? I didn't see it coming, you know? And that's because, number one, you do have a fearlessness to you. You do have a strength to you. And number two, I do feel like a lot of you guys don't necessarily see darkness as something that is so, like you don't judge it. You don't judge people's darkness. You try to understand where they're coming from, where they're going, and to try to correct their behavior so that they don't cause harm on themselves or others. But that's why you can be quite shocked that sometimes you're in a dark environment or dark situation. You go where you're needed. but not to your own detriment. And there needs to be a balance of understanding that. And it also needs to be balanced to understand that you do need good people and great friends in your life too. But you'd be surprised who actually decides to make changes and become better. And oftentimes it's not really the person that you're praying for or hoping for that you're in love with. It's the people that you may have impacted along the way that you forgot about. And I feel like this could be a situation here. You know, sometimes our deep soulmates can change us in ways, and sometimes we go look back and see, up, they're just a narcissist. Oh, well, you know, but there's going to be situations where you're like, wow, like that person was a mess. And something I said or did actually impacted them. And I think that you guys will get some sort of evidence on that. Like, you show people what strength truly looks like. And it looks like sometimes being vulnerable, sometimes being honest, sometimes detaching, sometimes sticking it out with somebody and believing in them, and sometimes walking away. Like, it really depends on the situation. Strength is not just, it's not something that just looks one way, basically. So that's why people are so confused by you, is what I'm hearing today. People are confused by the way you move, by the way you move on, by the way you operate. When you're done, but also the way you stick it out for people. Your ride or die energy, but also your energy of like, enough is enough. And I do feel like a lot of this is shocking people because, again, it's extremely divinely guided. You don't listen to anyone else other than your inner guidance. Okay, it's time to take a break from this person. Okay, it's time to cut them off. It's time to have a critical conversation. It's time to have boundaries. It's time to just let this person come to me when they're ready. It's time to just pray and let God take care of it, really. That's what I'm seeing. All right. You healed yourself. Wow, congratulations. That's great. I feel like guys consciously were just trying to heal yourself. And unfortunately, that's triggering to a lot of people. It's kind of funny, like, it's not always the chapters of life where you're the most successful, the most flashy, looking the best, that in your point of view, right? Or that you, whatever, right? That you're flexing. Well, it doesn't matter, right? This is an example. But sometimes it's really the chapters where you're going inward and healing that really got people triggered, because that is the biggest signal that you moved on, right? Because a lot of people, they may seek after money or success or to look better or to glow up just to get attention back from somebody that didn't give it to them back in the day, or just to get revenge. And again, there's a time and place for that. Don't get me wrong. Revenge, glow up, never hurt nobody. It's better than sitting in your house and doing nothing and becoming like just focused on other people. Whatever your motivation is to change, sometimes it's needed, right? But there's also an element of, yeah, whatever, I'll revenge, glow up, or I'm going to heal myself so that I become a version of myself that's no longer attracted to this person, that no longer cares, that moves on. And I feel like that's what you guys end up doing. You end up becoming a version of yourself that forgets these people exist and almost forgets the pain that they caused you, even though you still have the lesson within you. And I just feel like, even though some of you guys may have gone into some sort of situation like, okay, you want to say this about me? Okay, you want to, walk out of my life? I'll show you that you made a mistake. And then by the time that person actually realizes or tries to come back, you realize that you didn't need them at all, that you healed from them. And that's the craziest thing. And sometimes there's situations where you walk away and you're done, and then the person comes back and actually is a better friend to you. Or I've seen it happen on both sides. Like, you seriously, I really feel like it requires the detachment, though, to just like realize that it's not your choice if people change. God can create miracles, but it's really these people's free will. And I mean, save your prayers, like you could say a few for certain people, but sometimes they really just got to do it on their own. But yeah, I really feel like a lot of you guys turned your energy inward because someone or something hurt you enough to do that. And sometimes that's the trigger that you needed. So that's what I'm sensing here. Like, it's not the glow up, which you guys look amazing. It's not the money. It's not the success. It's not the status. Yes, people are envious of all these things, but it's like, even when you don't feel like you have all those things, people are envious of you too, because of the energy you embody. So I really feel like some of you guys could be in this, like, I'd rather start from nothing without this energy in my life and then continue on the way I'm going. I'm also hearing that, this is really dramatic, but what's hearing is I'd rather die a hero than live as a coward. I don't know what that's kind of dramatic, but some of you guys can really be right fighters here, and you're like tired of people being cowards and not fighting for their own lives when you guys are constantly wanting things for people more than they want from themselves. So I really feel like, yeah, people can say that you hurt them, this and that, but I really feel like you're doing blows to the ego just by existing. I see a lot of situations where you may have criticized somebody's way of doing things because it kept them stuck, not because you're being a jerk. But of course, like, if you tell somebody that they weren't shown the right way on how to do something, they're gonna get insulted, or they're not acting. You guys get the gist. Like, I don't have to keep going on about it. You get it. It wasn't me, it was God. LOL. Your angels have a savage side, so do you. They speak through you and tell people the truth. Keep that energy. It wasn't me, it was God, right? I feel like sometimes, like, certain things happen, you guys are like, whoa, that didn't even feel like me. And it wasn't. Sometimes you are being pushed, or a certain level of strength, or even your voice gets stronger and you speak something out of nowhere and it impacts people. And sometimes you really just have this ability to channel. We got angel number 444, 1144, 1114. That's what I'm seeing. 1s and 4s, you guys can be seeing a lot. People are shocked that you got this savage side to you. I have a soft spot for you. People are also shocked when you have a soft spot too. People want you to forget who you are, and they act shocked when you remind them. I'll settle for the ghost of you. Someone's trying to find what they had with you with other people, or somebody around them tried to mimic you, didn't work, doesn't work, and will never work. Nothing's better than the real deal. Your life is destined for greatness. People want your light. Exactly. Just keep moving forward, no matter where you're at. Because this isn't a message of like you have to feel like we're winning the lottery every day of your life. That every day is lucky. Every day's gonna feel blessed. Believe me, some of you guys could really be going through it right now. But this is your season of shedding the old you and coming back as like stronger than ever. Your season of healing, which is sometimes the ugliest internally. Mentally, it's like you guys have been through wars, but sometimes it's coming home that's the hard part, right? Like dealing with the lessons and the things you've experienced. So it's like, yeah, people see you as someone that's been through war, and you'll go through it again if you have to. Maybe it's easy for you guys to go through these challenging experiences and sometimes just sit and heal and understand and process, because sometimes it's the most hurtful part. It's just not necessarily the bitterness or the resentment or the anger or the how dare they do this to me. It's just more like, wow, I thought we were friends, like I had your back. The betrayals, and healing from that and realizing, that's on them. Let's turn on the lights. Some of you guys is actually like advice to like put your blinds up and turn on the lights, get some sunlight, I feel like some guys have been in some serious like hermit mode, and it doesn't have to be so serious. I really feel like some of you guys are on your like your grind, but you can still have fun and enjoy life. Like, don't punish yourself. People have punished you enough, is what I'm hearing. Enjoy your life. God is going to send you blessings in the little things. Whether it's somebody giving you an extra French fry at the drive-thru, or somebody giving you something for free or a discount. Like, little ways you'll see that God is looking out for you guys. Like, even if you're struggling one way or another, I'm just giving examples, right? I feel that because we've dealt with so much darkness, we think the world's a dark place, when again, you are a light in dark spaces, and continue to be that, and be the light, but also find other people that are light in your life too. And you have a lot of people that do want to be around you, support you, help you. Spiritual content / astrology. Maybe some of you guys do create spiritual content or post about astrology, or you're going to be doing more of that, and maybe that's a sign for some of you. Or some of you guys are learning about your spirituality or through content, or you're learning more about yourself, or you're going through an introspective journey, or figuring out who you are and your place in the world, or your next chapter. 999, I'm seeing toxic best friends. Some of you guys are recovering from a toxic best friend connection. 333, 313, 312. You are one of a kind. People cannot find in others what they found in you. Some of you guys have overcome serious struggles with your mental health. You could be struggling a little right now, detaching from people with bad mental health that were affecting you negatively. I'm here to show you how to do it, but I can't carry you. I feel like people wanted you guys to carry them. You can't do that. You could just show them and lead them. And that's exactly what you're doing. Relax and enjoy life. Break is needed. Going out isn't about a waste of energy when you're learning. Meeting new people is better than the same old BS. However, stay in control of your life. That's a big channel message here. Some of these are like old from my Patreon that I kept, or from my other channel, my Pick a Card channel. If you guys are wondering why I have such an assortment of all these channeled messages, some of you guys know I did make decks. I have digital decks on my Patreon too. So on my Etsy. Maybe I'll be selling decks again in the future. But go with the flow. That's my advice to a lot of guys out there who do spiritual work or just want to do something creative with your life. Like, every day is going to look different. And the biggest thing is not letting other people influence you and who you are, what you came here to do. You can make a change at any time. We got YouTube here. Some of you guys are going to start YouTube channels, or a new YouTube channel, or something that's going to take off. Got the lovers here. There's a little, nudity there. So I'm not going to show that, but people truly love what you guys are putting out there into the world. You got the moon here as well. Four of Pentacles. It just seems like a lot of people wanting to hold on for you for their own benefit, and you're realizing that, like, I'm almost seeing it's better to have one quality coin than hoard a bunch of things that aren't good for you, whether it's friends or money or opportunities or whatever, right? Yeah, you're definitely in a hermit zone for sure. Hermit mode. King of Wands. Okay. I see you guys in this balance of Hermit and King of Wands. Like, boundaries. I'm also seeing Virgo, and I'm seeing fire signs and earth signs heavy. It could be in your chart too as well. Specifically, I'm seeing Capricorns, and I'm also seeing Leos, and my Sagittarius is out there too. I'm really seeing Virgo here. Shout out to my Virgos. Let's see. We got the Magician. More Sagittarius energy. Okay. Like I was saying before, just like you guys are like super strong and manifesting, like, and being a positive light. There's a lot of people that are great manifestors, but unfortunately they're trying to manifest holding you back. And that's why they're pressed. It's like because their ego is stuck on you and they don't want to lose you guys, but it's by trying to keep you stuck or being so focused on you is how they fall behind in life. And I'm just kind of seeing that there's somebody here who has all these great things around them. I'm seeing number 9, number 4, could be significant, the number 1. The number 1, number 6. It's like they have all these great things around them, but it's like they're trying to. You know what's interesting here? There's someone here trying to. They may not consciously like realize this, but they're trying to jump timelines because it's like, or jump levels, like spiritual levels. It depends on like the phrasing you use because that can mean something different to a lot of people. But I believe that timelines to me is just like what you can be when you're on different levels, or you know who you can become in this world. And you can have like a timeline where you're not like your darkest version of yourself. You have a timeline where you're like the best version of yourself. I'm not saying there's like multiples at once. I'm saying like the choices we make can create different outcomes. If that's what the energy I'm saying. And it's like somebody wants to be a part of your life, but in order to do that, they have to come way out of the energy that they're in. And I'm seeing this tower here. And it's like they it's just almost physically impossible the way they think and move to be a part of your life right now, even though the Lovers is here, unfortunately. I know, guys, it's torture to deal with. Like, I still don't quite comprehend some of the reasons for some of these soulmate relationships, but what I do comprehend is cutting cords and moving forward and not feeling those crazy energies. That's the only thing I can comprehend right now in this. Yeah, we also have number 19, number 16, January, we see if again here, to this connection. The month of June and in September, something could be happening as well. Again, I'm seeing number 9 twice, and that's also Virgo season. And my readings are timeless. If you get this at a different time, just know, message still pertains next month or whatever. Something's going on here. Got the Page of Swords. Someone's still watching. We know that. We talked about that. Page of Wands. Okay, you're going to be hearing from somebody. 7 of Swords. Oh my God, this is so funny. This individual here that's like, they really like tried to hold you back or they tried a lot of like negative, low vibrational things to get your attention, all these things, and it's not working. But it's really funny because it's like they invested a lot of energy into some kind of reality where they thought it would keep you stuck to them, or they invested things in a connection or situation that they thought would help them get over you, or that enabled whatever. They invested a lot of energy and maybe even money in something, or vice versa, doesn't matter, right? But because you're slipping away from them, I almost see them being like, screw all my responsibilities, I want to go over here. It's almost like a situation where, like, if we're metaphorically, like, you're at war or something with like another like town or something. Let me give you an example. Like, and your like best friend is like jealous of you, so they decide to go and like join the other side and invest in them. But then like while they're over there, they realize that things were actually better in your town, on your side of the fence. But they're too late. It's too late now. So like when things are crashing and not going well on the other team that they joined, right? Now they're trying to grab all their stuff and like come over back to your side. Basically, they're like, wait a minute, it wasn't much nicer over here. And it's like, you can't do that, The people that are around you, they earn the spot next to you. And you're like, I'll take you in the dungeon, maybe, I don't know. if dungeons existed. But honestly, it's like, could be metaphorical that this person deserves jail time. Jail, I'm hearing, but like, could be metaphor, but it's like, oh gosh, like, you can't do that. You can't feed my enemies or inform my enemies and come join my team. It's like, even if this person did change, they're too much of a liability to keep around after everything that they've done. So yeah, now you want to jump ship. Now you want to come to my side of town, metaphorically. You want to come to my castle. It's like you were literally spending all this time building up your defenses, building up your fortress. While people were just focused on trying to tear down yours, you built up your defenses. So it's almost impossible for a lot of these energies to get in anymore. It's like you were focusing on building something of value, while people are focusing on the wrong things. And of course, your table is going to be where it's at. Too bad. Yeah, I really feel like if somebody really wanted to get into your good graces, they have to start from scratch, and that's going to be hard for them. They got to admit they're wrong. They got to really like start over. And it's like, yeah, you won't be able to join, your team, but maybe they could, earn their way back in from way outside. That's what I'm seeing. Depends on the situation. 3 of Wands. You guys are just here minding your own business. 555, lots of changes are coming. I see you guys celebrating, enjoying your life. And that's what I'm saying. Like, people want to earn the right to celebrate, to enjoy, to do things you guys can do, to have the connections you have, to have the love people have for you, the success. And even if you guys have yet to really embark on this journey that has created that outcome yet, just know it's all waiting for you. It's like you already acquired the knowledge, the skill, and everything, that when you pop out with it or actually do it or create it, the people will come and people will be like, oh, lucky them, must be nice. But it's all that you built. Just like maybe you started YouTube or you started a page and people were following it, but they didn't just follow it because you're just lucky. They follow it because you're speaking or doing something of value, and that may have taken lifetimes or months or days or lots of studying or to earn where you're at in life. And that could be any line of work there. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys. I'm seeing that, like, yeah, you're not letting someone come up to you with their baggage anymore. Number 10 could be significant too. We got justice here. I think that saying no to somebody is justice for a lot of you guys. I see Libra energy here, but don't be surprised if somebody's bad choices are catching up to them and now they want to reach out and now you want to collaborate. Lots of choices. Lots of happiness coming your way. 6 of Cups, 2 of Cups. Wow. Queen of Pentacles. A lot of people have so much love for you guys. There's so many great things going on here that I wouldn't focus on the negative. But one of a kind. There's nothing anyone can do or say or act like you. Nobody can be you. Period, okay? I hate you. I still love you. Performance anxiety, okay. Clingy third party. You are the woman of my dreams. / man of my dreams. Okay, yeah. So we got someone here in regret here because they gave in to some clingy third party energies, whether it be their own low vibration, other person, Too bad, too bad, too bad. Let me tell you guys right now. It's really like, oh, look who came crawling back, just as I predicted. It's kind of what I'm seeing there. All right. I feel like you're mad at me. Oh, wow. It's just that, again, there's someone here who is used to your forgiveness, but there's another side of you here that's healed. So, again, I think that this is a sign that people are confused by the way you moved on, but really, it's not you moving on. It's not you being cold. It's you healing. You're healing. You could love the hell out of this person still, but realize that you can't let them in. Like, this is actually love because it's not enabling this person to keep doing what they're doing. Like, you want this person to be better to others, to themselves, so that they can actually live a life of fulfillment. And you're sure as heck not going to let them mess up the things that you built or the healing you've done. Needs to grow up. Lights, camera, action. You are the main attraction. Okay, guys. So that's how much I have for you guys today. I see a lot of happiness coming. People are shocked of how you moved on, but you actually just did the work to heal, is what I'm saying here, okay? And it's not that you're heartless, it's that you're strong. And you know when it's time to put on that face, the game face, and smile and just keep going despite how hard it hurts. And I know I'm acknowledging for a lot of you guys that was really hard for you guys to do. And some days you felt like giving up, but you made it this far. You didn't come this far, just come this far. And you may have a resurgence of some energies pulling you back or feeling sad or regretful or feeling like these down and out again. But I really think it's a lot of these people thinking about you. So keep up the good work, cord cut, cleanse, pray. Just because there's some backlash energy doesn't mean you're spiraling back into a dark place. Just know that a lot of people are going to one because they realize that they can't get in on what you have going on anymore. And spiritually, they don't have access to your energy. So again, I do hope you guys like that message. And if you made it to end, give me a thumbs up. I want you guys to comment below. I am happily moving on from whoever and whatever doesn't serve me. Amen to that, guys. I love you, and subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you guys all next time. And support me on Patreon if you want to see more, really to support me in my channel. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.